she goes to bed at like 8:00. She well before I do.
Goes to bed.
Yeah, with a 1-year-old. So
Hey,
I'll tell you what happened was earlier is so when you guys were is when Sam was sending that shit about the suggestion box. So I was getting ready to go home. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. I'm not gonna go home at noon like I have been when it was cold. But it was like 3:30, and I got a call from an operator, and he was out in the middle of a fucking cow pasture. It's got 5 fucking gates. I'm like, God fucking damn it. He'd been out there all afternoon. I told him to go fucking fix this shit. So he had not called me, and I thought I was good to go. He called me, and I was driving down that fucking bumpy road looking at snap, so I couldn't snap back. And I get out there, and he has electrical problems. But here's the problem. Right before that, my wife was like, hey, you think before you get the kids, you come give me some dick? I was like, I got you. And so then I get out there, and this bitch has broke the fuck down. Electrical problems where you have to. It was a wire. I had to trace a wire out, and I'm like, fucking pulling shit out. And Sammy's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, my wife asked for some dick, and it's about to be overtime. Like, goddamn, I gotta fix
We got
this
to
shit
go
right now.
We got to go.
So instead of finding the wire, I ended up going, you got any wire in your truck? He's like, well, I've got this like hot wire, big old fucking thick wire. I was like, give me it. So I ran wire, not through conduit. I ran it outside this unit, just a big old fucking thick wire up to the panel, stuck it in there, and called the electrical guy. I was like, hey, it'll run through the night. I gotta go. I hung up the phone and I was like, Sammy, so let's go ahead and speed this. It's like, let's speed it up, get it back online, and load it back in. He goes, bro, I got this. Go get your dick sucked, man. I was like, I'm out.
Oh, Robbie on the spot.
He was like, why do you got to get home so fast? This is the best part. I was like, here's the deal. I don't think I've showered in like 4 fucking days, so I got to get home and clean my dick before I get some chicks.
Does any of
I don't think anybody wants to hear about that, Robbie?
Because we've been live for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, welcome, Daylight. What's happening?
Oh, goddamn.
Welcome to the real world, motherfuckers.
COVID life, hashtag COVID life.
Oh, I just say COVID. You can get me wound up on COVID now.
It's going to be a good show tonight. Folks, it is going to be a fucking good one.
It started off with a bang.
I am so happy my wife doesn't watch this.
I was just going to ask, man. I hope she does.
Well, she occasionally,
if
she's bored enough, will.
Send her, Robbie. This would be the one thing I'd send her.
Honestly, Robbie, if she ever did, it'd probably be like the first, 30 seconds, and the first 5 minutes are you talking about wanting to bang your wife. So,
yeah, it's not bad.
So she'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
me and my wife do sex. Okay, that's a thing.
They do the sex.
They participate in the sex.
They are very sexual people. They do participate in the intercourse.
Yes. By 5:05 this afternoon, we were engaging in sex, and by 5:15, I was on the way to go get my kids. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
You ain't lying. We believe it.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
I
man.
probably more like 5'10", brother.
Sam, when you have kids, you'll understand that.
Yeah, knock on wood.
There's no time to mess around when you got kids. You just get it down, son.
There's no wood knocking. You just get to wood slamming. I mean, just get.
It's like, hey, you got 5 minutes, and if it's not in 5 minutes, you're gonna have a very shitty afternoon.
Oh. Well, we got Chase and Justin laughing, so that's good. What's up? What's up, fellas?
Hoorah!
Appreciate y'all tuning in. I don't know why you keep turning into this this fucking shit show we got going
you guys,
on, but
you need a hobby.
but I will say
This might be it.
It's probably
even if we drop down to 0 viewers, we are not afraid to just push on forward for the sake of the fans, or just because it's a good fucking time. I'll tell you that.
I honestly hope we do drop down to 0 viewers because I can feel some racist jokes coming up.
There you have it. Sam can't control his urges. He's about to get
Sam can't
racist.
control it.
No, I just feel like you guys have been penting it up all day, and you get me on the bull session, and then you just you make the racist jokes.
Unload.
You know I can't take the bait, so
At Sam McHugh. At Sam McHugh Music. At the McHughes.
Underscore Sam McHugh.
I don't follow him. I don't know.
Underscore.
Oh man. But, Justin Willis says, craziest place you've laid it down on a wife. Post office parking lot here. Oh wow.
My wife was 6 months pregnant, and I was golfing with some buddies, and on the second hole, they went on ahead, and we went on ahead. And right about the end of that session, I saw a ball bounce onto the green. And I said, hey, we got to go.
play through.
yeah. Play on through.
Yeah, so post office parking lot. Like, so are we talking, Justin, are we talking small town post office, or are we talking like big city where it's like a Walmart parking lot? Because the town I lived in, Kansas, the post office parking was right in the middle of the street. Like, they had a parking lane in the middle of the street.
It was on Main Street.
Well, yeah, one block off, but whatever. And yeah, I think you could probably get convicted of a crime and probably have to register as a sex offender if you got caught in that parking space. I don't know.
I don't know if the 3 other people would have saw you.
Nah, they're always looking.
That's true.
They're always looking.
Yeah. Small towns, man, they're all about that gossip. Whatever they can
you gotta
drum
have
up.
some, like you gotta bring the heat to the coffee table there in the morning. I mean, like, if you're not bringing the heat, then you get the fuck on your tractor, because
well, yeah, in the coffee shop, or not, it's an auto parts store, but where all the old men went and gossiped was right across the road from there at that damn auto parts store.
Yeah, so but yeah, like, if you're gonna go join the coffee shop crew, like, don't be bringing that weak ass shit. I mean, you like bring the heat. I mean, so then, I mean, you gotta be watching if you're gonna bring the heat to the coffee shop.
I don't think though that the parking lot's that crazy. I mean, we all been there before.
Yeah, I've done plenty of parking lots. It's like I should do a T-shirt with like one of those band tour T-shirts with all the tour stops on the back, but it's just the different Walmart parking lots.
Well, and I think it's that's the thing. The reason I already had one locked and loaded is because it's like this chick has a page. It's called Hollywood Underground. And it's a bunch of chicks just posting shit like that all the time. And like they're from around here. And someone posted the other day about like, where's the weirdest place? And so I went through it, and it was no dudes, it was all chicks talking about it. And that's what I was seeing. I was like, yeah, I remember that time on the golf course.
So Justin said main post office for the city was a processing center back. Oh, so like there's a lot of people around.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah, Tim, where the fuck
Yeah,
are
but
you
what
at?
what kind of vehicle though?
Yeah, Justin, what kind of
I mean,
vehicle?
was it
come on, details,
Was it a regular
buddy.
cab pickup, suburban? What
I
are we
don't-
talking about? How much
I don't think
privacy?
that's very sketchy. Period. If you're in a vehicle, I mean, I've heard there's plenty of videos with people in vehicles doing that deed.
I've heard,
I don't know.
allegedly.
I've heard stories online. Rhymes
Yeah,
with bud.
about deviants and shit.
Yeah. I think there's web pages actually that, have that stuff.
Probably.
I might have heard that. It makes sense.
Sambo, what do you got? Let's hear some deets.
Not polite to kiss and tell.
You know what? Oh, I was
This is
about
not a
to say
polite
Sam
podcast.
doesn't kiss and tell. Oh.
The Mitt Romney of punk rock, fellas. Sam, dangerously white McHugh.
If we can have a podcast while just leaving my wives and my sex life out of this, I think it would be healthier on our sex life.
Sam, translucent white McHugh.
But it's gonna be just terrible for the podcast viewers. I mean, like your sex life is whatever it is, but like,
do you remember how we started this?
Here.
Glacier National Park on the little back road entrance. No, to the park.
Oh yeah.
To the park. Not the back road entrance.
So Justin says Ram Megacab opened the back door and the driver's door and broke her down shotgun style for a quickie. Broke her down shotgun style.
Okay.
That should be a T-shirt. Right. Like that'd be like
the actual act itself, not that risque. The wording.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, sir. Thank you.
This dude is a wordsmith. A fucking wordsmith.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that
broke the bitch down.
Broke her down shotgun style. That should be a T-shirt. I'm going to get some on that drawing me this scene.
Oh,
but,
God.
Like, draw that scene and then just the caption will just be like, breaking her down shotgun style.
Fucking deviants.
Glacier National Park, that's a pretty good one.
Back door.
I drove across Man's Prairie one time.
Bro. Back road.
I got caught. Like we pulled over way out in the middle of nowhere. Between Rocky Ford, Colorado and Lyman, Colorado, there's about 80 miles of just fucking nothing. And it's not even good scenery. It's just, it's actually, I guess, when it's green, which is never. When it's green, rolling hills looks really nice. When it's not green, which is 99.8% of the time, it's ugly as shit. But we pulled off, was starting to have us a good old time. Old fella popped up over the hill and just came right over to the driver's side window and so what are you doing here? We just pulled over. Take it.
We're trying to fuck.
And he's like,
if you could.
And he's like, well, it ain't real polite to drive across some man's prairie, and so I didn't know I was driving across anybody's. I just pulled off on a farm road, but we'll back on out of here. Try her again next time.
I had
Busted.
I had that same sort of conversation in a community park in Liberal, Kansas. Granted, it was 2 a.m, and that motherfucker made me step out of my truck butt ass naked, and said, "What are you trying to do here?" And I was like, "Well, I think that's fairly obvious. I ain't got no fucking clothes on." And he goes, "There's kids in this park." I said, "First off, it is 2 a.m, and if there are any fucking kids in this park, they need to get their ass to the house." But the worst part about that was that gal's grandmama was one of them weird motherfuckers that has a scanner in her house and sits up all night listening to the police scanner. I got a text message within about 30 seconds of that encounter. Awkward. Oh.
Well,
She said she goes, what were you guys doing at the park naked? And I was like,
Strip poker.
like, well, I don't even know where to go from there. What do you even say to that?
Yeah.
See, you should have broke it down clinically, like sex therapist style.
Well, I was like
Nice.
17. I was 17 going
shotgun style.
Shit. Yeah.
Just break it down real smooth. Break it down shotgun style. Fucker. That's amazing.
God, we started with sex, apparently, unbeknownst to me, and we have not got off that wagon.
No. No. We have not. Jesse, what's new up in Montana?
It's a great segue, Matt.
Yeah.
So we launched our website today. So that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Folks should
What is
check
that
out
website?
StetsonRanches.com.
Yeah, like StetsonRanches.com.
StetsonRanches.com.
Memorize that. Memorize it.
Yeah.
It's down.
So we got all of our horses are posted. You can see all the brood mares. You can see their papers. All the foals from this year. You can see all the yearlings, the 2-year-olds, all that good stuff. Got the beef page up, so if folks want to buy some packaged beef, it's there. We're selling down to an 1/8, and you can order right there off the website, and it comes right to me. And I'm the guy that handles all your meat.
So just so everyone knows,
Stetson Ranch is getting saucy up in her.
Jesse handles packaged meat. Just
I figured I'd beat you to it, Robbie. Prime every time, baby.
Highly packaged, delicately handled.
Yeah. But yeah, we just picked up a 53-foot reefer trailer. We're filling it up, man. We got I hauled in a couple here yesterday, and so we're ready to fill orders. So
I think you were entirely way too hard on that reefer. I think that's a badass reefer trailer. It's triple axle.
It is.
And the thing that sets you apart from us McKinleys is using that thing for commerce.
Oh yeah, we put saddles in it.
We'd turn that into a fucking man cave. That's what we would do with it. I mean, there would be meat in there, but it'd be like a freezer. It'd be a single freezer, and everything else would be cowboy and whatever we want to hide from our wives.
There'd be like 10 saddles, 30 headstalls, and a shit ton of liquor stashed away where no one could see it.
Yeah, and ammo up in the reefer compartment or in the ice compartments.
and maybe some grain if we could stock that up somewhere nicely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I think of, man. When I see these van trailers sitting on somebody's ranch, like it's strictly just storage, you know. But and I mean it's sitting there like a beacon on the side of our barn, man. It's bright white. Got that meadow gold dairy red on it. You
do need to get that wrap. That would be so cool.
Yeah,
that would be fucking sweet. It would be cool.
It would be.
Yeah,
Stetson Ranches, proud sponsor of Burning Daylight, lead sponsor of the show. Know him, you love him. You know Jesse. Every other week we're right here on Thursdays. Jay and Tina holding down the fort, keeping this crazy fucker in line, and just pitching in where she's needed. And this is a multi-generational operation with the best beef that money can buy. Registered Black Angus cows, registered Hereford bulls, spitting out some F1 Black Baldy Cross calves, bringing you a prime chunk of beef to your plate for $6.95 a pound. Give Jesse Stetson a holler over at StetsonRanches.com. Let them know you heard about it on Burning Daylight. And Jesse, I sure appreciate you being a part of this deal.
happy to sponsor you guys, man. It's awesome. Love everything that's going on.
Yeah. And then old Tina has got a fine string of horses, and she has been teaching Jesse everything he knows for the past 32 years. He learns something new every day.
That's a fact.
Tina is a hand. I've
yeah.
Jesse could use some work, but whatever. It is what it is.
Right.
He's hard-headed. She's been trying. He just don't learn shit, but he's getting there.
But don't let
Mama
this guy
Tina's
fool
got
you.
Her shit together.
Yeah, she really does. And Loma Livestock also has their shit together over there. Every Friday with cows and singles, 10 a.m. I believe it's next Monday or this coming Monday would be the first feeder sale of the fall. That'll be Monday, 10 a.m. George is kind of right in line with the Stetsons. They're very forward thinking, looking to get the word out to everybody, and they should, because they're the best goddamn sale barn in North America. You got any questions for them? You want to consign, give them a holler at 970-858-9988. Or check them out online, lomalivestock.com. And if you can't make the sale on Friday or Monday, don't worry about it. Head over to theauction.com. Click on the Loma Livestock tab. You can watch the sale live, and you can bid on it right there. So, you can get some really nice Western Grotto cattle from the comfort of your home, eating a bag of Cheetos or whatever it is you freaks do. So,
did you hear
lomalivestock.com.
Did you hear about the upgrade to George's business recently?
Yeah, he's
added me as a friend on Facebook.
Oh yeah, well that.
Yeah.
You were big timing him for long enough. He finally called you out live. So.
Yeah, man, we're friends now. We're amigos.
It's all downhill from here. So.
Fucking George, I love that guy. That guy is a
he's
fucking
awesome.
Hoot.
He's a character.
The whole Raptopolis family are badasses, man.
Yeah, they really are. They that's another multi-generational outfit. Big John, which would be George's dad. I believe it was his dad or granddad that came over from Greece as a sheep herder. And now, it was his granddad. And now they run a lot of cattle in most of northwest Colorado, southern Wyoming, and they're one of the top Angus breeders. Well, just of all of they cracked the top 10 in the Angus top 100 for the last couple of years. So they're big time in the seed stock business. It's a cool family.
Killing it. Heck yeah.
We're gonna get John on here one of these days and talk a little bit about their family history. It's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. You ought to get my dad on there too, Matt. They can do it together.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, because George and I's granddads used to hang out together and play poker together and shit. So
no shit.
Got some good
That's
stories.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking, that was Small World. That's weird.
Yeah. It's wild. It's there's some really good people. Old George is he runs about a mile all the time in about as many different directions. But he's got a plan, and he's got a vision, and he's damn sure making it. And he's a cool guy. It was kind of luck of the draw that we got to be buddies in college, but he's a hell of a cool guy. I sure like him.
I think that's why I like George. I think our brains work the same. Like there's just so much going on. It's hard to like really corral any one thought.
Yeah. Well, if you anybody who has been in contact with George starts to think that George has forgot completely about him, and they'd be right, but it's not in a bad way. Like that, he has just got so many irons in the fire that eventually, like 3 weeks later, you'll get a call from him, and like at that point, you just forgot that you even tried to get a hold of him, and then he comes through like just, there he is. But he's one of those guys who can get away with it because he always comes through. It might just take a little longer, but he's a cool guy. Who else is a cool guy? Nick Allen Lute. He was unable to be here tonight. I wonder if he's doing anything public.
He must last a lot longer because I don't need 3 hours. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
Here's my theory on that: is the old lady put the kid down early for a nap and started doing a little day drinking, and I won't use his quotes because that might get him in trouble.
It was funny.
Anyhow, it was funny.
It was funny.
Anyhow, apparently she gets a little aggressive when she's on the sauce, and that's my theory. She's doing a little day drinking, and
he just don't want to be on the podcast with a black fucking eye.
Yeah,
or like a rope mark or some shit.
Well, he's been making quirts, so you never know. He might have out a little bit.
So the best rawhide maker in North America is on a little hiatus tonight.
Wow! What a read!
Yeah. Nick Allen Lute, he can.
We jumped up a lot of viewers during that.
That's awesome.
Give the people what they want.
Nick Allen Lute, if you want anything braided rawhide wise, give him a holler. He's a really pretty unique talent. I can say that with pretty good confidence. I'm not an expert on rawhide by any means, but I've seen a little bit here and there, and his stuff is good. It's really good. I've got a couple of hunts from him. He's always sending us pictures of shit that he's working on, and he's fast too. I don't know how the fuck he gets through that stuff so fast.
Yeah, he is quick.
But not
which is actually really rare in his field.
Yeah, usually when you got somebody with that level of talent, they're gonna take a while. I don't know. He's good. That's all I know. His stuff is really quality. And you got any requests? He does. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he's a damn good guy too.
Yeah, he's a hell of a good guy. He is super funny, like very dry, but that guy is constantly reading or doing something. I don't know, like I do a lot of stuff in a day, and I think he does more than I do, and I don't know how he figures out how to do it, but anyhow.
What I love the best is how he's like low key, super fucking witty. Like you don't expect it, and then he hits you with some shit, and you're like, God damn. Yeah.
He's kind of an aw shucks Okie with a missing tooth, and then all of a sudden
and it's maximum
some really deep like a lot of people miss the one liner. The people that catch it like, oh fuck, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
you don't see it coming from him. He's like, I'm missing teeth, and I'm from Oklahoma, but bam, right in your fucking mouth. It is gold.
But yeah, if you got anything you needed braided rawhide wise, I've got some Hondas. He does Bozels, he does Romels, and Quirts as well. So you can find him on Facebook, Nick Allen Lute, Lute, or second best Instagram handle ever known, @WillCowboyForFood. And once again, let him know you heard about it on Burning Daylight. If you buy some of his Hondas, he'll cut you a deal on that little promo code for you.
And after
it's not really,
and he's making a quirt here for this weekend's event.
Yeah, he is. We got one more to go, and then we'll talk about that. But because this is kind of a cool one. This week. So our last sponsor is Coyote Valley Saddlery, Mr. Corey Seaman out of Broadus, Montana. Damn fine saddle maker. I don't know if you've seen if you're in the Facebook, the cowboy trade and sell groups, you'll see his stuff floating across there all the time, and it's not because it's bad stuff. It's usually because it gets in a bind, and And that's all he's got that's worth his shit. And and Corey's saddles are worth his shit. I've seen a couple of. I've never owned one, but I've seen a couple of them. They're heavy, good made, good ground seat, all that stuff. He also makes tapaderos and leggings. Uh, if you're feedlot Bob, but he's all around leather worker. But those are kind of his specialties. He kind of sticks with his saddles, taps, and leggings. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook, Coyote Valley Saddlery. And you can see him this weekend at Dan Hartman's place there in Broadus. You can also see Jesse, and you'll be able to see some of Nick's handiwork. We're all kind of co-sponsoring this Problem Horse Clinic, brought to you by Dan Hartman. Victoria Jackson from Elko, Nevada, is gonna be doing some camera work there, and we'll try to do some live stream stuff on that. And this is gonna be a cool deal. There's a lot of clinicians out there preaching natural horsemanship and a lot of hippy dippy foo-fa shit. And no offense to the trainers, most of them are really damn handy, but they seem to attract a whole bunch of Karens of both genders, or of all genders. I guess there's like 77 of them now, but
All of them.
Karen, all genders, seem to be attracted to the clinicians. Well, Dan's not a clinician. He's putting on a clinic, but Dan's a cowboy. And he's going to teach you the old school way where you don't have time to put a whole bunch of groundwork on. I'm not saying that groundwork is bad. Everybody knows groundwork is a good thing. There's times you don't have time for it. Dan's going to show you some tricks to get over that and how to ride something that's a little bronky when you've got to go do a job. Because that's how Dan learned, and he's become kind of a legend about it. I'd heard him a little bit, and then I had him on the podcast, and I realized, holy shit, there's a lot of people that know about Dan Hartman, and he's kind of a legend in the cowboy world, and you're gonna get to see him work. There's gonna be, I think 7 people, he said, bringing a horse. They're gonna get to spend some one-on-one time with their personal broncs, and it's gonna be cool. So it's starting tomorrow, going all the way through Saturday or through Sunday. Sponsored by Burning Daylight, Stetson Ranches, Nick Allen Loot, and Coyote Valley Saddlery. It's got a cool event. If you're in the area, go check it out. Cost you $50, but it'll be worth every penny. And you get to say hi to some of the Burning Daylight folks. I'm unfortunately not going to be there this weekend, but anyhow, we'll have a presence there, and it's going to be a cool deal. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, that whole deal made me think about one of my good friends when he was younger. He was working for a cutting horse trainer that's he's probably 3 miles down the road from me. He's got a nice place. Nice horses. But back in the day, he learned everything from this guy. And it was the same kind of shit. It was like, he doesn't do that shit now when he, because he trains horses for a living now. But when he was working for that guy, he said he'd tell him and his now brother-in-law, hey, I got 20 horses that need rode today. They got no rides on them. Get it done. And it was old school shit. So they would go tie one up to the fucking fence, and they were processing cattle and moving cattle and all that shit. But they were riding this guy's horses in the meantime. So they'd get one cinched up to the fence, and they'd get a fucking saddle thrown on him, and then the other guy would turn them loose, and they'd run that horse up and down that alley and start moving cattle. And as soon as that horse and they'd saddle them all, by the way. So as soon as that horse would get wore down enough to where he could kind of just plow him around, so he'd go get the next horse and he'd dally off and drag him around. Well, then he'd switch horses, and that's what he said. He goes, we didn't have time to do all that shit. Like, we had to ride these horses that day, and we had to process all these cows that day. So that's just what it was.
Yeah.
And he said there was a lot of wrecks.
I'm a big proponent of like if somebody wants to work and learn how to cowboy. I actually had a fella message me, a younger guy was wanting to get into the cowboy world, and I didn't tell him this. I should have, but he said he's listening, so he'll probably hear it. Jake something or other, I can't remember right offhand, but and it all depends on your work situation because of liability and all that horse shit nowadays. But like I'm a big proponent of a guy riding a colt because like if as long as they can ride a little bit, like put them on something that's gonna maybe not buck so much, but something that just doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and you can kind of you'll learn real quick if they're gonna make it or if they're gonna have to go to a feed truck or something, because if they can figure out how to kind of steer a horse around and how to keep just enough of a cushion to where they can, you know, eventually get to where they can turn that steer back, you're like, all right, well, they can learn something. But I that probably wouldn't work in today's world. But it's maybe I'm just full of shit. But that's I know I've been every time I'm on something a little green, like I pay a way more attention to how that animal's handling, because I know I'm gonna have to be about 3 steps ahead in order to get horse over there.
Oh yeah.
And even then, still maybe not, but still got to be able to where I can keep that horse collected enough to where even if they get beat, I can regroup, circle back around them, and not, you know, just have a runaway on my hands. So if you can get somebody that knows how to do that, like if you can see them, you know, working a colt like that, you're like, all right, that, you know, they know what they're doing. They can handle cattle.
But shit, nowadays that's just not gonna happen.
No,
like my buddy telling me, you know, they were taking a bunch of 2-year-old colts unridden. Like these colts were unridden. They didn't have no groundwork, never had a saddle on them, and they would take a trailer load of them to the feedlot down over here. This was 20 years ago, and they would tie them all up and they'd squish them up against the pen with the gate and throw a saddle on them. You know, like riding a green horse around here is not a thing anymore for most yards. But doing that type of shit is definitely not okay no more.
No, he caught some heat, and but it was really cool to see. Like, you know, you always see these guys in on Facebook and like the trade and sell groups, and you know, like they'll list something, you go, you know, I do anyways. If they got something I might want to trade for or buy, I'll go click on their profile and you know, just kind of browse through, and you can tell a lot by their pictures. You know, you can always tell the guys that maybe work at a feedlot, but they ain't been around much. Just you can just kind of tell how they're sitting in the saddle. But like you see a couple punchy pictures, and you're like, he's probably pretty legit. And but you see like a whole bunch of those guys coming to Dan, you know, every time he gets a negative comment about how that, you know, mistreating the horse or whatever, and you see about 30 people just jump right down their neck. And yeah, because the people that have been there, they know, like, and the people that have been on a colt or been around people on colts, you could see that old Dan was in 100% control that entire time. There was zero chance he was getting bucked off. You never even saw daylight between his ass and the saddle. Like he was sat down. He didn't do anything until that horse decided to fire. And as soon as he did, he went right to the right shoulder, whap, and then you know, spurred him one more time, and then over and under with the quirt. I mean, it was just, and it didn't take what a time and a half around the round pin, and old Yella decided, he's like, I don't want any more. I really was. I wasn't serious when I said that I wanted to buck.
Yeah, and like me and you talked about it. Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, I was just gonna say what was cool about that particular horse, and you know, some of the negative feedback he got on that particular colt was when he posted the second ride of that Palomino there. You know, he had him dialed in, man. He took that horse to school. He did it right, and he got his mind around. And he took him to Tarp Central there for a little bit, and lo and behold, by ride 3, he's roping calves off of him. So
Yep.
it goes back to what you're saying, Matt. These guys, they got a job to do. They got a horse that needs to work, and you got to make it work quick. They don't have 3 years to connect with that animal on a spiritual level, right? And I'm not trying to say that that's such a bad thing or whatever. The relationship piece, there's a place for it, but not in the cowpuncher world. These are animals that they're very well cared for, and they're cultivated as a tool for a job, and that's the key.
And like Matt had called me after that, all that was going on, and like it's like what we all talked about. Like, I'm never gonna ask a horse, or I'm never gonna dare a horse to do that shit. I'm never saying fucking try me, right out of the gate. But come to find out with that whole deal was that horse has been rode quite a bit and was continuing to do that shit. So he was, which means he's just getting away with it. So my analogy always is I look at them like my kids. The same way I raise my kids. Like, I'm going to show you the right way. And once you know that right way, if you step out of that boundary, you're going to get your ass whipped. Like, better. Then it's just like a horse.
Absolutely.
If you know how to get them around and move them around, and they decide they want to buck, but they know not to, they already know after, what that horse have, like 60 days? He knew better.
Like that,
So he knew better. Yeah. So that was what the point.
Because he'd been started by a good hand.
Right.
And that hand said he had no problem with him. It was when he took him back and they gave him some time off. He got fresh, and the guy that got on him was either older or not as handy, or a little of both. I don't know the exact situation. I can't recall right off the top of my head. But and like Dan said, like for years, for 40 years probably, he's been the last stop before those horses either make a horse or go to the kill pen. And most of the time he's he'll make a horse out of them. Some of them aren't, but every single horse he rode for like most of his life had plenty of chances already. And so when he's you're working on a big outfit like that, you ain't got time. Just nope, not today. Like, we'll see what you want to do, and as soon as you do something I don't want you to do, you're gonna learn quick that's not gonna happen. And that's low stress is all the rage, and I believe in low stress handling, like to a T.
Sure.
But low stress does not mean no stress.
Until they know better.
Yeah. Low stress does not mean no stress. And at the end of the day, I value any human life, except for maybe a pedophile. But I value any human life over a horse or a cow. So, if push comes to shove and you got to get rough with with a horse, otherwise he's gonna take you out and possibly kill you. I'm 100% okay with getting a little rough with a horse, because it's just simple equation.
And I think that's where it
over animal life.
I think that really gets lost in is there's some people that they take a young horse and they want to go fucking, hey, come over here, and the horse don't know what they're asking, and people see him go to whooping on him. Well, that's not fucking smart. But when you've asked that horse to do that for days, and he's doing it, and then decides, well, fuck, I don't want to do this no more. Well, now you know better, right? So what I'm asking you to do. Now I'm going to get fucking stern with you. I'm going to say, no, do it now. And when you don't do it right now, well, now you're going to get your ass whipped. I told you to do something.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I signed on to this as a sponsor for this deal, like just real quick, because I talked to the guy for a little over an hour, and he explained, I normally, if they're going to buck, I'm going to go to the shoulder every time, to the right shoulder to break their hips over. And then you can pull their head around, You break the rhythm. That's the whole point behind it. But he's like, no, I don't even carry a quirt on the first ride.
Which, by the way, can I just say, fuck you, Dan? Because first off, I watched that ride. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go to the shoulder. That's pretty handy. And then after he goes to the shoulder, he's like, guess what? I was gonna pull out a quirt. Pulls out the quirt, back to the shoulder. And the whole time I'm thinking is like, oh, I'd be on that horn, man. I'd be trying to hold on, like maybe trying to wrap my spurs around each other if I can get down that deep. But no, this motherfucker's like, I'm a spur and I'm a quirt. Don't worry about me. Fuck. Fucking hand. I was okay. I'm jealous.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and that horse he wasn't a goddamn outlaw, but goddamn, that guy was doing a lot of shit right there and never missing a beat.
Yeah, like that was the whole thing. Like, if you know anything about riding a bucking horse or starting a colt, like that colt never had a chance. And but he never, Dan never made a move until that horse tried him, and then he's like, well, come get some. You ain't gonna like it, promise you.
Yeah, that was impressive.
No, he did it perfect.
It was cool.
I'm jelly, Dan. I rode bulls, but I never had a horse like that.
Yeah,
I'd have been into the ground going, hey, fucking bring him back. May have broke a collar, bro. Bring him back over. Shit.
Yeah,
I really hope this. I hope this deal gets live streamed because I understand. Fuck PETA and all these horsey ladies, but I really want to watch this clinic.
Yeah, we're gonna for sure we're gonna try out the live stream, but if nothing else, we'll get some footage and then put it back up later. So it we'll definitely go ahead.
I was gonna text you guys or snap you guys earlier today because it just hit me. I was looking at some horse trader sites, and it made me really laugh. How all the Pirelli fucking women that have horses, every time they post one, they always say it's kid safe and it's husband safe.
Husband safe.
always. And I'm like, oh, you've been to a Pirelli school. Of course you have.
Yeah.
You took a 15-year-old dog broke horse to a Pirelli school, and now you're selling it, saying, "Oh, it's husband safe too."
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty excited. Pirelli memes always do good.
Right. I'm pretty stoked to see how he's going to work on this Palomino we got that I haven't been able to get around.
Jesse's going to bring...
Oh, I didn't know you were sending him one.
Yeah, I got... we got a 10-year-old two-eyed jack horse that he's fucking gorgeous is what he is. And he's got a hell of a disposition to him. And he's a pasture pet kind of guy. Super... Hell, when you're around him, saddling him and stuff and haltering him and catching him, you'd swear your kids could swing off his tail. But as soon as you take him out of a trot, man, it's the bar the door, Katie, we're coming. he's a ranker now. So I'm excited to see what.
You're bringing back some bad memories, Jesse.
Yeah.
You got a flash of barbed wire just now.
Yeah. Well, he's that cat, man. I tell you what, he opens up, and I mean it's a lot to get him to stop. So I'm excited just because that's a horse that I'd never want to see go away, and something that I think is important to our program here anyway at Stetson Ranches, and so it'll be fun to see. We've worked on him some, and we had a team roper that had him for a while, and he did well on him, but you never know when he's going to blow. So and we've tried all the antics, right? We've had the chiropractors look at him. We've checked his teeth and filed them down and floated them and all that jazz. And
Oh, that's
tried,
that one
tried,
that you crawled on the other day that tried to buck you off.
Yeah, and he's a rank. I mean, I never rode bucking horses. I rode bulls for a few years, but he's definitely the rankest freaking bucking horse I've ever ridden. And he's into this thing now where, he'll rear up and just about come over backwards. And I've had half a mind. I wish I felt I was coordinated enough, because I've had half a mind to just pull the son of a bitch over.
That's I was gonna say
and let him lay.
That's something that's not gonna be popular, but that's what I would do. But my thing on that is most I've seen a lot of old cowboys when I went to visit my grandma back in the day. A lot of them, they were young and they were in the old folks home because they were paralyzed and couldn't talk. And most of them were from a horse flipping over backwards on them.
Yeah.
So my thing on that is, if a horse wants to rear up and do that shit, pull them fucking over and jump on their fucking head. Because and that may sound pretty coarse, but that's something that would kill your kids down the road.
Oh yeah.
I want that experience to be a very rough experience. So I don't want never to fucking do it again.
Yeah.
And I will stand strong on that.
Oh, I agree with you 100%, Robbie. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you got to have a horse that everybody can ride and you can trust, and fits in that way. But this guy, I mean, I've taken a bat to his head, not a fucking Easton, but I should have. But I mean, a crop or a quirt, and when he stands up, man, I'll thump the shit out of him, and he don't pay no mind to it. I mean, he's definitely a contender for the old pull over and step out of the way.
Pull him over and jump on his fucking head and say, "Hey, this is gonna be the worst fucking 30 minutes of your life, and you're gonna remember it."
What Dan say? Rub a little tobacco juice in his eye, or was that somebody else? Maybe that was
I don't know.
Dan, or was that Dakota?
That's an old school saying.
Yeah. I know it was said on one of the podcasts here recently. I can't remember if it was with when we were talking about starting Colts, or if it was with Dan. I can't remember. But either way, yeah.
Well, I remember one summer with Matt's dad. That's where I spent my summers, out there breaking colts with Matt's dad. And that old motherfucker, we had a mare that she was starting to get she'd kick real bad. So he handed me a whip. And he said, "You go ahead and just throw that at, not whip her, but just kind of toss it at her back feet till she stops kicking." I said, "Well, where the hell are you going to go?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to go in and take a nap. You come get me when she quits." So I spent 2 fucking hours just throwing that whip at her. And every time she'd kick, I'd bring it back hard. Crack! And I'd throw it some more. And when she'd kick, I'd bring... 2 hours I fucking did that, and she never fucking quit. He finally comes out there kind of, "Well, Stud Man," he used to call me Stud Man. He goes, What'd you figure out with that mare?" I was like, she ain't quitting. She's still doing it. You want to take a go?" He goes, "No, we'll just lay her down." And I was like, 2 fucking hours. 2 fucking hours while you took a nap. So she reared up, and I pulled her over, and as soon as I fucking got her laid down, he threw a saddle blanket on her head. And she thought she thought she was dead. The world was ended. So we sat down on her, and he brought out some fucking sardines and crackers, because that's Matt's dad. That's a meal to him.
Yeah,
not to me. I can't even fucking smell that shit because of his dad. So he sat there and had sardines and crackers sitting on this 2-year-old, or not a 2-year-old. God, was Matt's dad. She was probably fucking 6, untouched. But we sat on her and had our fucking sardines and crackers and pulled that saddle blanket off, and she thought she was dead, just in a new world. But we finally got her up, and you know what? Never did it again. A new lease on life. She was seeing the new world.
I've got a theory on this. He always claims start him at 3 for a couple rides, 10, 15 rides, and then really go to work at 4. And I think that all stemmed from is he bought a whole bunch of horses and ran out of daylight, and he had about 6 or 8 2-year-olds that didn't get touched, and so he didn't have time for them till they were 3-year-olds, and he just like, well, just gonna skip breeding a year, and that's my deal now. I don't start them till they're 3.
It could have been because
it might be. I don't know. I have no evidence to back it up, and he'll never admit it if that is the case.
I don't think it. I think he actually read a book that said.
I think so.
That you got to wait till they're older because so they're fully, built. But I don't think we've ever touched anything out there till they were 4. But at one point, I mean, hell, he had over 30 head.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was, and this 30 heads nothing for a pretty decent sized ranch.
Yeah, but this was his kids.
We were not that. We were not that. I think at the peak cattle production days of McKinley Landing Cattle, it was about 50 head maybe. He did a lot of cowboying for neighbors, but he only ran about 50 head himself. But at one point, I'm sure we were like at even numbers, cattle to horses. Like we had one horse per one cow.
And his help was basically you and me. And I think when I was helping him work horses, I was 12, 10, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I never even had a saddle that fit me. I always used his old breaking saddle, which my feet just dangled. So as I was going around the pen, I would just bounce it away. He never had sufficient help. That's for damn sure.
Hey, fellas, I gotta take off, man. I gotta leave at 4:00 in the morning to get to old Dan's deal. So I hate to shag out early.
Is Dan doing something down there?
Yeah. He is.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm jealous you're going and I'm not. So that's.
I
really
wish you were
gonna be cool.
coming, man. I wish you were coming.
I know, and I couldn't.
I don't want to be
the same without you.
I don't want to be a participant because I do not like falling off stock, but I would love to be a viewer of that deal.
Yeah,
I guarantee you it'll be worth every bit of the $50 admission because there's a good chance you're gonna laugh, but there's 100% chance you're gonna learn something really fucking cool because that guy is a hand.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen my family, your dad, my mom, and my brother damn near piss themselves me falling off a dink. So I can't imagine how good it's gonna be on some fucking outlaws.
They might be able to see me topple from a 16-hand 2-eyed Jack Palomino.
Well, I was gonna tell you that maybe I'm not supposed to let this be known to the public, but whatever. It's tomorrow. He's committed at this point. But he said one thing everybody's gonna learn is you're gonna have to ride. He's like, cause I can't do it all for you. I got 7 horses coming and 3 days to do it. So you're gonna have to fucking ride.
He's gonna send you up to that fucking post and say, "Climb on, asshole."
Oh yeah, and then he's gonna pull the back cinch tight and then grab about another 3 notches and then say, "Get on there."
You don't want it to fall off.
Hang
That's
on.
the worst thing. The worst thing you can do is the saddle fall off. That's why I'm gonna take 3 more on it. Oh God!
I'm gonna have to talk to him when this is all done, and we'll figure out how we can work into some comedy bits into his routine, and we'll make him he'll be the next fucking rock star.
Oh yeah. Well, fellas,
all right, man. Well, yeah, take care. Keep us updated.
I'll do her.
See you, buddy.
Take care,
all right,
guys.
man.
All right, see you,
later,
Jesse.
man.
I think I'm gonna have to go too. I'm at 1 percentile.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my fucking kid. My kid stole my damn charger.
Oh. Damn it.
I know. Well, she broke the last 2, and I had 1. And she came in saying this is hers, and I said, well, that looks like the new charger that came with iPhone 11s. It's a different shape. And she was like, no, it's for mine. She's got like her mom's old iPhone 5 or something. I was like, pretty much can promise you that did not come with that phone. So I'm gonna have to sneak into her room and steal it. Fucking kids.
Nice. Yeah, I learned a while ago. I just keep one designated in the pickup. So even if my one in the house gets stolen, I just run out to my pickup real quick, and I keep very close tabs on that one.
Yeah, no, I do the same. I got a work charger. That one is never touched. But what happens is, like, I'll have one that's designated for me, and if I'm not in the house, I'll come in and she's using it. And I don't know how. She just tears them up.
Yeah, it's like a hoodie. Like,
it's ridiculous.
What? Yeah, when did you start wearing that? Oh, well, can I have it back? Oh, I guess that's your hoodie. That's your hoodie now.
I went on a full Robbie rant the other day with my wife about the sake of the chargers in this house. And I was like, seriously, it's a fucking problem. How the fuck are we always saying who's got a charger that works? I was like, they are very expensive. As at this point, I want to buy fucking 50 of them, and I'm going to stick them up in that damn cabinet, and every time one goes out, I'll just bring one back in, because apparently we can't fucking handle our chargers. It's a problem.
Yeah.
And I know it's that fucking kid, because my wife has got one that is probably from her first iPhone that nobody touches but her, that's by the bed. It's only for bedtime. And that fucker still's working to this day.
Yeah.
Riveting content.
Yeah, it's absolutely riveting. Justin wanted to know.
Fuck Apple.
So tomorrow's 9/11. It said 9/11. Do you remember it, and how did it affect your life? I think that's a good way to close out this episode.
I was sitting in Mr. Wilson's class in 6th grade, and he pulled in a TV and showed us, and I don't think I really understood the full impact of what was going on. I know tomorrow is my wife's birthday, and her 21st birthday was not a lot of fucking fun because she got yelled at the bar for enjoying her birthday. And that's pretty much my 9/11.
I got one of my best friends from school. He's a twin, and his birthday's tomorrow. And his twin actually flew out one year, and we all did a birthday thing down in Montana at one of these bars, and I made a cake. And well, I didn't make the cake. I drew on a cake with the icing, and I drew a couple of towers on it, and I put their faces on the towers, and I said, "Happy birthday to today's second most relevant twins."
Oh my God!
I got.
How'd that go over?
I don't think I'm allowed back at Starkey's in Bozeman, but.
Second most relevant twin. Oh, that's
as dark as I could make it without being completely disrespectful.
That's ballsy. 9/11 hit me. It didn't hit me real hard till about a couple years later. I was in. I think I was a sophomore in high school. Let's see, 01. So yeah, I was a sophomore in high school, and I remember I was on the bus riding to school, and we swung by my buddy Teed's place, picked him up, and he started telling me about this, how a plane flown into a building, and I thought, like, sure as shit, I thought Teed was probably talking about a movie or something. Because I thought he was talking about Independence Day or whatever, yeah. and I was like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever. And I remember feeling weird because I didn't want to call him a dumb shit, but I just wanted to be like, well, that's a fucking movie, you idiot.
Yeah, don't be rude.
And then we got to school, and then everybody wheels out the. You remember wheeling out the little TV stand?
Oh yeah, you had to rent it from the library.
Yeah, and I just remember like teachers just filing down. I mean, it was like a madhouse of TV stands.
Yeah, they're all like, "This one's mine."
It was like road rage with the
Kindergarten
old
doesn't
TV
need
stands.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It was anarchy in the halls of Walsh High School. But and then I was like, oh fuck, that's bad. And but I like, I was a sophomore in high school. I'm just dumber than fuck. Just nothing but testosterone and boners all the time. And you're like, so that there's nothing that makes any difference in the world except how do I make this boner go down? That's your entire goal in life.
I tell you one thing: watching those towers fall, that's a boner killer.
Yeah, I mean, it was effective. It was effective. And there's your dick joke for the week.
Dick joke for the week. Oh god. That's way better. Yours, George.
That's a 9/11 dick joke. I didn't even have that planned, but
9/11 dick joke.
But yeah, and then like a year later was the first year in about 4 or 5 years, something like that I did not go back to the East Coast for the summer. So my little brother was adopted from Vietnam, and the people that were originally going to adopt him, but the way the laws work, they couldn't. They got a hold of an adoption agency who got a hold of my mom, and next thing you know, I've got this little Vietnamese kid who now is my brother, but the people that paid for it all that were going to originally adopt him, but the law wouldn't allow him. They lived. I can't remember what the old money egg of Long Island Sound from Great Gatsby. I don't know if you remember, but
West Egg.
There's West Egg. So these were West Egg rich. I mean, like old rich New Yorkers, and they paid for us, and they to come out and spend a couple weeks back in New York. We spent we spent some time in the city, and then we spend a week on Martha's Vineyard, which is fucking awesome. If you ever have a chance to have just a big pile of cash laying around that you don't have anything else to do with, go to Martha's Vineyard. It's worth the trip. There's nothing cheap about that place, but it's fucking cool. But it was my sophomore year is the last time I went back that far east, and that summer we went to the World Trade Center, and we went to the top of the South Tower exactly to the day on August 11th, 1 month before the plane flew to the South Tower. And that's like, but it was like a year later when that hit me. It was like the 1 year anniversary, and I was like, fuck, 30 days, and that could have been me. Because we went early in the morning to try to beat the rush of tourists. Like usually 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. is that's the peak tourist time. Mm-hmm. So we went early, and that would have been right in that same time frame. I would have been standing at the top of the South Tower when the plane hit. Yeah. And it was still to this day, like, it makes my skin crawl just a little bit. And that, I guess that's the closest I've ever come to like real adversity. Like everybody talks about being brave and having adversity in your life, but like that's the closest I've been to like real adversity. Is being on top of the South Tower 1 month to the day, almost to the hour before 9/11. Like that That fucking hit me hard, and it's weird.
Define real adversity. I'm not sure.
Like we have never really experienced war except for the kids that we send over.
Sure.
There's like violence in the streets of Portland, but it's not real violence. There was a guy that got shot, but like and hats off to the cops for not. I mean, I guess their hands are tied and whatnot, but all it would take is about 10 highly trained cops to just start shooting, and that shit would be over in seconds.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened. And if that was Egypt, fuck, they wouldn't even think twice about it. There's no tear gas and rubber bullets. You're straight to Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, in Egypt they've just firebombed you.
So I may get on like a stubborn kind of horse, but that's all kind of self-inflicted, and I've got options. I can go somewhere else. I like getting kind of rank horses just because I like it. So I don't consider that real adversity, especially in today's world where I have an option something else. And but you look at some of those places in the Middle East and in Africa and whatnot, like, hey, they don't have a choice. Like, war's there. Like the war is right there, and they don't have a choice. And that's the closest I came to that feeling.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And I was a month out from like actual real adversity, because when it was a month before we finally got everything sorted out, survivors and whatnot, and then it was years. They're still dealing with like the first responders that ran into those places with lung issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I would call that like that's real genuine adversity. And I was a month removed from that. And the rest of my life's been, pretty peachy keen. When you look at the rest of the world, and I don't know. So it kind of makes me thankful, but also it's kind of what pisses me off about the state of our country nowadays, because I don't think a lot of people realize how good we truly have it.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about if COVID had hit 6 years ago instead of this year. How you wouldn't be able to get DoorDash, and you wouldn't be able to order your shit, and pick it up at the restaurant. You would have been locked the F down. Even
and take it back 50 years, or 60 years, we really didn't even know what vaccines were. So you're relying on some really, really untested medicines to try to get through that. So I don't know. It's we've got it pretty good.
When was the polio vaccine?
Was it the 40s?
1955.
So 55. So that's 75 years or so.
Yeah, we were vaccine free, polio free since 1979.
Huh. Yeah, and that's really that was first vaccine. They had inoculations before, but
I got a conspiracy theory for you on vaccines.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
What do you think of this microchip deal?
I'm not gonna dismiss it by any means. I think didn't make much of a shit to me, because we're already being lied on by our own government and large corporations here in America that can have a lot more direct impact on our lives than the Chinese government, in the in the real time.
Yeah.
So I'm just I don't doubt that the government is collecting data on TikTok. I don't doubt that.
No. They'd be stupid not to.
They'd be stupid not to, but so is every other social media application. So is everything. I mean, even my website is collecting your data. I can promise you, I'm not to anybody because there's not enough of you to sell anything for. So,
honestly, the shit you've collected is probably not really. You can't really sell that shit. You know,
it's not. It's
like,
very marketable. It's a lot of.
I don't want to know what kind of porn Justin Willis is watching. And, you know.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Sean Rice, it's all midgets, right? Like nobody's gonna buy that data.
You know, if I had to peg, well, that's a bad word. If I had to pick what Sean Rice's kink would be, I think you were halfway right. Midget, 9/11 porn. He's a nasty bastard. I've never met him, but I just know he's a nasty bastard. That's his deal. Oh shit.
That's some good
Sam, where can everybody find you at?
Everybody can find me on Facebook under the McHughes, my music page. We just released a new video last night. It's called Ghost in the Tack Room. Check that out. And then we're releasing another song on Spotify this week called Self-Made Man. So check us out.
Hell yeah. And I listened to that Ghost in the Tack Room. I did kind of busy today, so I just did a quick once over. I liked it. I liked it enough that I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen and break it down so I can tell Sam where he fucked up, because I don't have any musical talent. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Honestly, I rely on your lack of talent for my advice. So.
That's right. And as well you should. Yeah, it's been a fun episode. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Shit, we still got 3 people. A couple hours later, we still got 3 people. Diehards.
Yeah, I've been monitoring the comments, keeping them alive.
Yeah, I like.
I don't have a horse in the race when people start talking about breaking horses and stuff. I just don't. I've only done a few, and I don't know enough. So
yeah,
I just sit here and comment.
I stopped doing live stream for the one-on-one because I get too distracted with the comments, and that's not fair to who I'm talking to. So these ones it works out good because I like when you guys get to riffing a little bit, I can check in on it on what everybody's saying, and then but I can't multitask well to type a whole lot, and but it's cool. So you guys keep commenting. We'll answer. We especially on the bull sessions. It's the people's episode.
It's for the people. It's what people
want. It's for the people.
It's got electric.
But that's right. Thanks to all the sponsors: StetsonRanches.com, LomaLivestock.com, Nick Allen Loot at Will Cowboy for Food, and Coyote Valley Saddlery, and Mr. Corey Seaman. Appreciate y'all. Sam, appreciate you. _ Sam McHugh, at Jesse Stetson, at Robbie Mac 237. I'm at Move Your Ass on all the at ones and Burning Daylight on everything else. So go find and move your ass. We're burning daylight.